Today on the podcast, we're talking about diversifying your musical skills and talents, being able to open up the door to new opportunities with the things you already know how to do, or that you could learn more with today's technologies. We'll see you on the inside. What's going on, everybody? How are you? Thank you for joining me today on the Songwriters Planner podcast. My name is Mike, creator of the Songwriters Planner. And I really appreciate you swinging by here. I get excited when I am able to do these with you folks, and I try to get them out every week. So if you are new here, thanks for finding me. Hopefully I can provide some kind of value to you so that you come back and check out other episodes, or maybe just this one. Whatever works for you, I'm totally cool with. So as I was saying, I'm Mike from the Songwriters Planner, and I do this podcast, which you can find on Spotify. You can find it on Apple Podcasts, as well as my website, songwritersplanner.com, where you can find out more about the 6-month planner that I offer. But today's topic I wanted to jump into, and today it's probably something that I talk about every now and then. I kind of touch on my podcast episodes, but today we're talking about diversifying your musical skill sets. Now, what in the heck does that mean? You may be asking, what does that mean? Do you mean like diversifying your portfolio in finance or something like that? Yes and no. So what I'm talking about is, I'm assuming that you are a musician, singer-songwriter, someone who has embraced music and is passionate about doing music. I am someone like that as well. And most likely you are a vocalist, guitar player, bass player, whatever the case is, and you've been doing it for a while, or you just started doing it and you're focusing on that one thing. What I'm talking about when I say diversifying your musical skill sets or expanding what you know, if you are really, really serious about making a name for yourself or growing a career in music, right? And playing shows, and whether your motivation is to gain fans, make money, be famous, just do it as a hobby. We all have a motivation to do this music thing. But if you want to expand your musical skill sets to where you can gain more fans, you can become better at, say, promoting. You can find new fans by doing this. You can pick up other skills, not just the skill that you are initially started off with, but basically picking up skill sets that allow you to enhance what you have already learned. And whether that would be picking up a new instrument or something like that. I'll touch into some of these points here in a second, but what I talk about is diversifying, is not putting all your eggs in one basket, having more options than just the thing that you do in music. If you play guitar and that's the only thing you do, why not maybe pick up a video camera and learn social media video or something like that, right? Something that will help you get more traction out of your music career. Now, if you stick with me on this one, towards the end, hopefully you'll understand what I'm trying to say. Now, why is it important to think about diversifying your musical skill sets? You may be sitting there going, I'm already a vocalist. That's enough. That's a lot of work already by into itself, which I totally understand. But if you allow yourself to do more, to pick up these other skill sets that we can now learn very easily on our own, you become more of a valuable asset to yourself, and you become more of a valuable asset to whatever maybe project you're in. You now have multiple skill sets in that you can apply these things, not just to your singing or your guitar playing, but your promotion side, your social media side, or other sides that allow you to be something more than just what you are. And the reason why I try to emphasize this even more now is because of the abundance of resources we have as musicians to learn how to do things on our own via the internet. Okay, so that's kind of my introduction here as far as talking about why to diversify. What is diversification? What does that mean for musicians? It means a lot more than just doing the thing that you do. It means embracing other things that complement the thing that you do. So now, why is it important, right? Why is it important? Well, one of the reasons why diversifying your skill sets as a musician is important is because money is made differently nowadays in the music industry. It's not made specifically from here's my music, I'm putting it out there, and you get paid directly for that music. Money is not made that way anymore to the way that it used to 10, 20 years ago. So if you allow yourself to expand your skill sets, you can now reach out and possibly open up new avenues of income. And for example, putting up a YouTube channel, you can, if you get enough followers, you get enough views, you can have a small source of income from that. And that's what I mean by diversifying, not just doing the one thing that you think you're able to do, but you're able to do so much more. Another reason why it's so important is because the technologies nowadays allow you to do these kinds of things, allow you to learn something new. They allow you the opportunities to take on other things that can enhance or complement your music. YouTube is a vast resource of how-to videos on pretty much anything you want to know how to do. So the availability of being able to learn how to do something new is there's no better time in history than there is now. And that is another reason why I think it's important that musicians try to extend not just their current skill sets, but to extend their reach into other things as well. And just like I mentioned the other way, the industry has changed. This is a new music industry, and things are done very much do it yourself, DIY. There's a lot more that musicians and artists need to do and are responsible for nowadays. And that's probably one of the main reasons why you would want to maybe spend some time and invest in yourself, not just being a musician or being a drummer, or being a guitar player, being a DJ, but invest in yourself and learn new skill sets that will help you gain more traction than someone, say, who doesn't have these skills, right? So let's jump into a few things. What kind of things can you do aside from just the music that you do? How about, like I mentioned how about start your own YouTube channel? Start putting out videos that you talk about what it is that you do, maybe educational type videos or something that allows you to give your knowledge back to people who are maybe learning how to play the drums or learning how to make beats or learning how to use the latest recording software, things that you already know how to do. How about you start a YouTube channel where you are sharing the value that you already know. And what you do is you'll attract people who don't even know what your music is, but they'll come to you because you're sharing knowledge, you're giving valuable information back. And at the same time, people are finding out about you, and therefore they can find out about your music as well. So that's a sense of where you're diversifying your skill sets. You're learning how to do some video. You're learning how to set up a YouTube channel, and you're sharing your musical knowledge, the things you already know, with people who don't know that stuff around the world who might be interested in it. And that's a great way to diversify. And this could also lead to income for you if your YouTube channel is great. And hopefully it would be great. So how about starting a YouTube channel, right? Another thing that would be great to diversify your talents or your skill sets is maybe try teaching lessons, doing lessons online. How about doing some Skype lessons with people who, again, want to interact with you or want to know how to do what you do, because what you do is amazing, right? So Skype lessons, you can set up video lessons with people across the planet if you want to, if people know who you are. This is another great way of taking something that you already know how to do, which would be your singing, your vocals, your instrumentation playing, your DJ, whatever it is, the thing that you've already know how to do, and turning that into something that can benefit you as well. You're not only adding value to someone else's life who doesn't have the same experience as you, but you can also turn that into possible income. If you're really serious about making music a career, your money is not going to always come from the thing that you literally do. It may come from a peripheral thing that you know how to do, and in this case, teaching lessons. If you have a lot of knowledge to share, that's a great way to diversify. What about putting out an ebook or an e-manual on something you already know how to do? Again, another way to add value to someone that someone might be willing to pay for. It is possible to put out pamphlets or put out small how-to books or something like that you can teach people, and you can give them value on the thing that you know. What kind of music you can play. Show them how to play certain riffs. Show them how to be more creative in what they're doing right now. These are skills that you already have that could be valuable to someone else that doesn't have them yet. And that is another great way to diversify what it is that you already know into other ways to possibly bring in income. So as you can see, you can kind of see where I'm going with this, is you're using the technologies of today to create streams for yourself, or opportunities or doors opening for yourself that don't necessarily fit directly into the one-line path that you have already learned how to do. And as being a musical performer, writing music, like I mentioned, playing an instrument. These are opportunities that are kind of peripheral diversifications off of what you already know how to do. So think about these things, and they may lead to something for you. How about what about learning how to record your music? Taking time and hitting up, like I said, YouTube, and learning the basics of recording. You may not be the next hot producer right away, but if you invest that time in yourself and you learn how to record your band, you learn how to record yourself. What you're now doing is you're investing in your own skill sets to be more autonomous, so that you can record the songs you want to hear. You don't have to necessarily pay a big amounts of money to go into a studio. You can do it yourself first, and then decide whether you want to spend the big money. Or you can, maybe if you get good at it, maybe you can record your friends and get involved with the recording process. What you're doing there is you're also helping out yourself. You're creating more value for yourself. You're making yourself more valuable, not only to you, but possibly to other people, which you can also possibly turn into streams of income. So that is another great way. And how do you learn how to record? Geez, you can just go, there's a million resources, again, online to figure out the basics. Start with the basics. Start recording your voice. Start recording you and your guitar, or start recording you and your piano, or start recording you on the drums, whatever it is. Just start small, and you eventually get to the point where you will be able to record more and be an effective engineer for yourself, at least at minimum for yourself. So now you have that skill set and you have the confidence to do that. That's another great way to diversify your musical talents, to learn how to really record yourself. How about learning more about social media promotion? And I know all the eyes roll when I say that, because a lot of musicians hate doing promotion. But the value of that is if you can learn how to do promotion better than someone else, you now have an advantage to gain more fans faster and more effectively than someone else would. You can do that. You have the power to do that now. There is millions and millions of articles and research on how to be an effective social media promoter. And you don't have to promote anything except your music, yourself, the thing you know the best. Can't think of a better reason of why you'd want to learn social media promotion other than to promote your own music and your own art. That's what it's there for. And again, there's a lot of resources in how to get better at doing social media promotion. You might pick up some tips on doing how to make flyers and how to do graphics and things like that. That's a great way to expand your skill sets, your artistic abilities into something else. So social media promotion, it is the number one way that artists, businesses get the word out about who they are. That you can't really get around it these days. Everybody's got social media, and it is the number one way to do that, unless you got, hundreds and thousands of dollars to do TV commercials or whatnot. But still, the number one way, social media, if you learn to get better at it, you're going to be more effective, and it will be better for you in the long run, because you'll be promoting yourself. And again, that's a great way to do it. So social media promotion, getting better at that, is a great investment of your time and energy. And how about just keep it simple? How about you learn a new instrument? How about if you play guitar, how about you mess around with the piano? If you play bass, how about you play guitar? Or how about doing something else other than your own instrument? Again, I can't even stress the amount of value that would bring to you as a musician, just in itself, in its own right. And I say that, why not learn a new instrument? Because again, I go back to the fact that resource-wise, there are tons of videos or resources on the internet that show you how to do it. You don't have to go take lessons. You don't have to spend money to go take lessons from someone. If you do the research online, you can find great videos on how to start. So learning a new instrument is another great way to add value to yourself, to make yourself more effective when it comes to writing, or you're joining a new musical project. Now you're a multi-instrumentalist. I didn't even say that right. But now you know how to play more than one instrument. You add more value to yourself or to the creative project that you're bringing. So this is diversifying your skill sets as a musician, as an artist. That's what I kind of mean about getting, not putting all your eggs in one basket. You allow for more opportunities in a changing, evolving industry if you can do more for yourself other than just the one thing that you're doing. I'm just assuming you're doing one thing. You might be already be able to play multiple instruments. And if you can, that's awesome. Keep doing it. But everybody has a focus when they first start. And this is a nudge, a push to make you think about, okay, you got that going on for yourself. What else can you do so that you can also help yourself move along faster, quicker, more effectively through this music industry? How can you make yourself navigate a little bit faster? So those are things to think about. The possibilities are endless, and you, like I see, you just add more value, and you just start slowly, and you do these things one at a time, and eventually you will become to a point where you feel comfortable about making your own videos, recording yourself, writing more songs on another instrument, being able to join a project where you're not necessarily tied into doing one thing. It is a great space to be in as a musician, to know that you're empowered to do these things. So diversifying your skills, your talents, you can't go wrong with it. Hopefully you can get what I'm saying on this podcast, and hopefully I'm nudging you into the direction of learning one new thing that you thought you couldn't do. Maybe doing video or something like that, whatever it is. So I hope this podcast was really helpful for you guys, and I would love to talk more about diversifying your skill sets as a musician. Maybe I'll do that on the next episode or feature down the line. So thank you for joining me today, guys. I really appreciate it. And this is Mike from the Songwriters Planner podcast signing out. I hope to see you at the next episode. Peace and love.